Hi guys, welcome back to this video tutorials. My name is Lena, nice to meet you. In this video, we will discuss about SolidWorks System and Control. And this is the table of contents of today's lessons. There's mouse gesture, keyboard and shortcuts, system feedback, selection, pull-down menu, and status bar. Okay, we start with the number 1. Mouse. Okay, we will learning how to using mouse and its functions here. Before we start, to get better results we should download the support files first. You can download the files with click the annotations that appear, or you can go to the description to get the link. After you download the files, we can run the SolidWorks. We can go to the toolbar. Then click Open. In the Open window, we can search its file in our download folder. We can see that the files are in the zipped folder. We can right-click on the file. Then click Extract here to extract that file to the same folder with our initial zipped file. Listen, make sure the All Files are selected in the File Type column. Then, click the One Future Solution logo, OFUS, with SLDPRT extension and click Open. Now, we will learn about mouse left button functions. We can use left button click when we will select an object or features in SolidWorks. Like this. We can click the face like that showed in this video as an object. Then, we can click Extrude in Feature Command Manager as a feature. After we click the Extrude feature, the Sketch feature was activated automatically. Now we are in the Sketch Command Manager. Then, click the Convert Entities feature. Yeah, that's the mouse left button functions in general. Now, to cancel the feature, we can go to the top right corner in the graphic area and click the red X icon. After we click the icon, notification window about cancellation will appear. We can choose and click Discard Changes and Exit. Now, about the mouse right button functions. The right buttons in the mouse generally to activate the sensitive contents like sensitive shortcut toolbars. What say, sensitive contents? Sensitive contents is a content that contains shortcuts or specific function depend on items that we choose. Let's try. Left click in the origin icon in the feature manager design tree. Stop the pointer movement, don't move the pointer now. As we can see, there appears a toolbar with semi-transparent. That's called sensitive content. Now, drag the pointer keep away from the origin. The sensitive content automatically disappear if our pointer reaches a certain distance from the item. Now, drag the pointer back on the origin. Then, right-click the origin. There's a toolbar that have same content with the sensitive contents appears. Try to drag the pointer keep away from the items. We can see that the toolbar still appears and not lost like when we use the left click. Sensitive contents generally used for the advanced user. For the novice user, we can custom not to use sensitive contents first. Close toolbar that appears with click anywhere in the graphic area. Now, we will switch out topics into mouse scroll. Scroll has many functions. Commonly we use the scroll when we adjust a model view in the graphic area, such as zoom in or zoom out, zoom to fit, rotate and drag. Let's try. To zoom in or zoom out, we can place the pointer in the opposite position about zoom in or zoom out direction. Like this sample, I want to zoom in the model view in the graphic area to bottom right corner. So I should place the pointer in the top left corner, then scroll down. and the otherwise. Then, to make the model fulfill the graphic area, we can double-click the scroll. This is called Zoom to Fit. Now, when we want to rotate view in the graphic area, click and hold the scroll. Then drag the mouse. Finally, to move the model around graphic area, we can push and hold the control button on the keyboard, then click and hold the scroll, then drag the mouse. Okay, we should try this for many times. After we learning how to using mouse and its functions, there's the last lesson about mouse. How to reverse the mouse direction when scroll up or scroll down. We can go to the options icon on the standard toolbar area, then click the icon. Make sure we on the System Options tab. Choose and click View. If you want to reverse the direction, checklist the Reverse Mouse Wheel Zoom Direction box. Then click OK. But here we didn't want to reverse the mouse scroll direction, so we don't change anything. Look, we can setting the mouse speed to here. Okay, to close this setting window, we can click Cancel. Yeah, there's the mouse function explanation. Number 2. Mouse gesture. In SolidWorks, not only the keyboard that have a shortcuts, the mouse has a shortcuts too. The mouse shortcut's called mouse gesture. To use the mouse gesture, we can click and hold the right button mouse, then drag the pointer slowly to the one direction until the mouse gesture appears. See this video. In this sample, I drag the pointer to the right direction slowly. Look, the mouse gesture appears. In this sample we can see 8 points of the compass directions appears. That each point represents one shortcut feature. Okay, now drag the pointer through to the one of feature and release the right mouse button that you hold. As we can see, the feature that we choose automatically active. You can cancel the feature with click the red X icon in the top right corner of the graphic area window. That's the explanation about mouse gesture. Number 3. Keyboard and shortcuts. Keyboard, as we know, is for typing in the computer or the other's electronic devices. In this video, we will learn about how to control model view in the SolidWorks graphic area with keyboard button. Okay, first, we can adjust the model view in the graphic area with using arrow buttons. Remember, use arrow buttons, not using A, S, D, and W buttons. Now, we can move the model around the graphic area with add the control button plus arrow buttons. So we push and hold the control button, then we push the arrow buttons. Okay, after we learn about keyboard control to adjust the view in SolidWorks, now we will learn about shortcuts. As I said in the previous video, we can use Microsoft Windows general shortcuts like Ctrl+O, Ctrl+N, and else. Here, we will learn about how to adjust the view orientations without go to the heads-up view toolbar. We can use control button plus numeric buttons 1 to 8 to activate specific view orientations. Let's try. Push Ctrl+1. See the triad. Below the triad, we can see that we now in the front view. So the Ctrl+1 is to activate the front view orientation. Now, try the others numbers. In the future, we will often use isometric view and normal to, or Ctrl+7 and Ctrl+8. Normal to view will show us the perpendicular view orientation against faces or items that we selected as references. The simple case is when we was in Sketch. In the next video, we will find this case to make us more understands. So, don't forget to subscribe this channel. Hee. Now, we will learn how to customize our shortcuts in SolidWorks. You can drag your pointer on the Command Manager area, then right-click. Choose and click Customize. Customize window appears. Then, go to the Keyboard tab and click. As we can see, some commands already have a shortcuts. If you want to search a feature based on feature name, we can go to Search for column and click. Then input the feature name. In this sample we will search Extrude feature as the sample. After we find Texture, you can click the Extrude Shortcuts cells, then type E. The notification window appears. This notification window tells us that E shortcuts already used for the other features. Click No to cancel. Now type Ctrl+E. There's no notifications appear, so we can use this shortcuts for Activate Extrude feature. At the same time, we will learn how to customize the mouse gestures too. We can go to the Mouse Gestures tab and click. As we can see, there's 4 tabs. Part, Assembly, Drawing and Sketch. That's mean, we can adjust the different mouse gestures in every active file type and sketch. Looks, at the top right corner of the Customize window, we can choose the quantity of the mouse gestures. The choices is 4 gestures and 8 gestures. Choose the 8 gestures. Now, click the part header to change the features order. Click again to make sure. After we click the part header, we can see the mouse gesture that already used in the part. We should do this first when change the mouse gestures, because there's no notification window appears when we replace the same mouse gestures with the old. To edit the mouse gesture is just click in the feature cell that we want. Then click the small arrowhead that appears. After that, choose and click the gesture that we want to that feature. Okay, we can close the Customize window. You can click OK to accept your adjustment settings, or you can click Cancel to abort your adjustment. Number 4. System Feedback. In SolidWorks, when we click the feature or items beside our cursor, there's appears an icon as same as with feature that we selected. That's mean, now we are already activated that feature, and we ready to use it. This is called System Feedback. Now, try to click any feature that we want. And check our cursor. Okay, after we click the feature, don't forget to hit red X icon in the corner of graphic area window to cancel. Number 5. Selection. In SolidWorks, sometimes we see the features or commands that have a gray color. Okay, this is the sample. We can go to the Sketch Command Manager and click. You can see, there's so many items that have a gray color. All of this called unselectable icons. This means we can use that features or commands in this time, or our requirements to use that feature still incomplete. So, we can use the gray features when we are in the right moments or when we already have all of requirements for using those features. Next, in SolidWorks, we are allowed to click the entities first then add a feature for it, and vice versa. This is called Preselect. Okay, we will add an applied feature fillet in this entities, in this case on this edge. Before that, as we was learned about system feedback, we can see that when we put the pointer on the edges, there's appears line icon besides the cursor. No, not that icon, but this. And when we drag the pointer on the face area, the square icon will appears beside the cursor. As well as when we drag our cursor at the points, the point icon will appears. So, when we click while the feedback showing a line icon, that's mean we will select these edge, as well as with the face and point. Okay, now, we can click this edge. Then click Fillet Feature. The Fillet Property Manager automatically appear after we click the fillet feature. We will accept the default value of the radius 10 millimeters. Then click OK, that represented with a green checklist icon. Okay, that's an explanation about selection in SolidWorks. Number 6. Pull down menu. Pull down menu in SolidWorks is menu in the menu. So we can find a menus which placed in the main menu that have a small arrowheads icon beside or around them. See this sample. We can go to the open in the standard toolbar. Then, click the small head arrow icon beside it. We can see there's two menu inside the open. Open itself and the other is browse recent documents. Then we can go to the fillet feature and click the small arrow icon below the fillet icon. As we can see, in the fillet feature we can find the chamfer feature too. Okay, click on around the graphic area to free the selection. The last, number 7. Status bar. Status bar located in the right bottom corner of the SolidWorks window. Status bar show you about what happened in the graphic area. Look, our status bar is editing part. That's mean we are in the editing part condition. Now, right-click at the space. Then click Sketch icon. This feature mean we will create a new sketch on that face. Look at the status bar. As we can see that the status bar show you that we are now in editing sketch condition. Now close the SolidWorks window. Click Don't Save in the notification window that appears. Okay guys, that's our lessons for today. I hope you can understand about that we learned today. Nice to meet you, and see you from Lena.
Okay guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope after you watch this video, you'll be more understand about SolidWorks Fundamental lesson. If you think this video are good enough, please share with your friends. And if you like this video, please click the thumbs up. If you didn't like, please click the thumbs down. And feel free to add comments. Finally, subscribe to this channel to get updated about our upcoming videos. The last, please support us with click and see the ads. Hehe. You can check also another's videos that I've been uploading.
And see you in the next video.